Hello, everyone. I'm Kara Hart for Brownfield Ag News, visiting with MFA Oil's Zach Studer. Zach, we're going to talk about Boss Performance Diesel today. And as we get started here, I know the temperatures are getting cooler out. What are some options for MFA oil for those folks who are looking for the diesel that's going to get them through these cold winter months?
Yeah, this time of year, we always start getting calls from customers. They're wanting to know if the fuel has the winter additive package in it yet. They plan on buying now, and they're still plan on using that fuel in the winter months. You know, we're talking December, January, February.
So let's talk a little bit more about some of the benefits of Boss Performance Diesel. Diving into a few more details, what are the low temp flow properties of Boss Performance Diesel?
So we use an additive in our additive package for Boss. We have some anti-gel additives, and it keeps that fuel running smoothly when it does get cold out. As the temperature decreases, the fuel tends to get more viscous, so it gets thicker. And the paraffins that are inherently in diesel fuel, these long chain paraffin molecules, they start to drop out of suspension, and they bump into each other and form larger and larger particles. So what we do with Boss is we can't eliminate the paraffins from dropping out, but what we can do is we can chemically alter the structure at which those paraffins form. So instead of these large pancake molecules that bump into each other and form larger and larger particles, we can have it form these needle-like molecules that can more easily pass through filters, and they don't gum together. The main test that the industry uses for judging cold weather performance is what's called the CFPP, and that stands for cold filter plugging point. So what they do is they take a certain volume of the fuel, they chill it down, they run it through a filter, and if all the fuel runs through in 60 seconds, they call it a pass. Then they chill it down colder, and they do the whole test again. They just keep doing that until not all that fuel runs through that filter in a certain amount of time. And once they hit that point, they call that the CFPP. Now, rack fuel, just unadditized fuel coming from the terminals that doesn't have any other additives in it, you'll get a CFPP test result of plus 5 degrees Fahrenheit. So that's saying that it's not passing this test at 5 degrees above zero. With Boss additive in it, our cold flow properties extend that down to probably minus 27 or greater.
Ultimately, this provides a higher quality fuel for the customer?
Absolutely. It keeps their engine running. It ensures that engine's going to fire up when it's cold, and it just gives the customer a better product.
I don't want to get too much into the weeds, but for those of you I know watching, you see that we're in a lab. But tell us a little bit about where we're at and if any of the Boss Performance Diesel work is done here.
Certainly. So today we're at Moberly Business Support Campus, and we're at our laboratory. We'll test probably 7,000 to 8,000 samples a year through this lab. We do a lot of testing on engine oils, lubricants, hydraulic oils, diesel exhaust fluid, antifreeze, but we also test gasoline and diesel fuel, E85. This time of year, we get samples from customers that are just wanting to know if the fuel they've got in their tank has been treated for winter performance, if it has that winter Boss formulation in it yet. So they'll send us samples in. We can test it and tell them, yes, your fuel's ready for winter, or no, you've still got summer fuel in that tank and it probably needs to be treated.
That's really neat. That sounds really unique for this area. How common is it?
Not common at all, actually. There's probably 3 labs in the state of Missouri. There's one in Kansas City. The state lab is in Jeff City, and then you've got us here at Moberly. And it's a real benefit to our customers because if they have a problem, they know they can call us. We can go out, we can pull samples, we can bring them in here, we can test them immediately. There's no long lead times. There's no charge for it. We do it free of service. It's just a value that we think the customers really like taking advantage of.
It's really cool to be in this area. As someone that doesn't work in a lab on the day-to-day, I just think this is so neat. So thanks for sharing that with us. Is there anything else we should know about Boss Performance Diesel and getting through the winter months, or anything folks should know?
No, but if they have any other questions, they can always visit our website at mfaoil.com and click on the fuels and look for Boss.
All right. And if they want to go into their local MFA oil or MFA location, can they get connected that way too?
Yes, they can certainly stop by any bulk plant that we have, and the managers at CSRs would be happy to answer any questions they have.
Well, Zach, thanks for taking time to chat. Thank you all for joining us. Once again, I'm Kara Hart for Brownfield Ag News, visiting with MFA Oil's Zach Studer.